Good morning, Atlanta. Today on Play to Win, are the Bulldogs having an all-time defense? Will the Falcons fly in London? And does Kentucky really want Bama? We'll answer all that and more coming up next on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Our hometown team report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. We are all back together. It's just crazy how long a week feels without you guys. Chuck Smith, Bob Whitfield, everybody else joining us here in just a little bit. The Atlanta Falcons headed to London. Now, I did go to Tokyo with the Falcons, and it was a lot of fun, but you know what happens in Tokyo stays in Tokyo. Bob, didn't you take an overseas trip when you were with Falcons?
Yeah, we did a Tokyo trip, and it was an early preseason matchup, so it's a different level of focus and attention to detail you have to get those players in. So while we was in the Ginza district having a whole lot of fun, these guys have to focus on winning the game. So I don't think they're going to have that luxury to go hang out with the Rolling Stones or anybody in Leicester Square or anything, going down the Nob Hill, going out with the Beatles or anything. You know, they're going to have to be focused in. They got to win the game. You know, they're not having the good time.
Well, let's hear what Arthur Smith had to say about the game overseas.
We got to adapt to every circumstance thrown at us. We know it's a little bit of a different week, clearly. Traveling to London, how we adjust to that schedule, how we adjust to the travel, and prepare to go play that game Sunday. So kicks off at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. So we got to get used to that. So there's a lot of things that go into the planning, and we got to handle that. And so it's an opportunity for us. It's a big game for us. I'm excited about that challenge.
Oh, heck, Arthur bringing up the non-fun stuff. So, Bob, what does it take when you've got the jet lag, the travel, the time change? How do you adapt as a player?
Really, you're going to have to just concentrate on the things that are important to you. So it might be your first overseas travel, first time using a passport. You're a young guy. Focus in on the game plan. Focus in on your opponent. Focus in on making sure you're able to adjust to the physical demands of a flight, of a time change, but more, maybe the cuisine is different. It's going to be different. They have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. Go play some good ball.
Chuck, what do you think the Falcons need to do to bounce back over in London?
Do your job. That's the first thing you see in the Falcons. When you look at that last play with Mykal Walker, when, listen, the Washington team ends up scoring, he was out of his position. He chased the running back across the field. Then he comes back and tries to go after the quarterback. There's a position that everybody with the Falcons has to play, and you got to do your job. Just like you're doing your job, Bob's doing his. The Falcons, just do your job, and everything works out.
Well, our Bulldogs are playing right here in the US of A, and Kirby Smart's talking about Auburn being a pretty tough environment. Let's hear what he had to say.
Playing at Auburn is probably one of the toughest places to play in the SEC. Their crowd fan base does a tremendous job with those elements, and it'll be key for our guys to keep calm in the storm, keep their composure, and play our best football against what I think is a very talented Auburn football team.
All right, Bob, I know you guys both have experience playing in a hostile environment. How does that change things? What does it take to get over the hump of playing in a hostile environment, Bob?
Well, the hostile environment is what's created on the trenches in that front line. That offensive line of Auburn had to go against that front line, really that front seven of Georgia. That's where it's going to be hostile. So when you got an opportunity where your defense is now your offense, where you know the crowd is going to be quiet, but that defense is out there hunting. Just imagine, they over there looking for tigers, you know what I'm saying, on the prowl. So those dogs get to benefit from the fan noise that's going to be silent when the best unit of defense is playing against Auburn's offense.
Chuck, what do you do in your mental space there to get over that?
Well, number one, let me tell you, Nikki, I got experience there. And then I played on the 1990 SEC championship team. Listen, my junior year, we were number 5 in the country. Auburn was number 3. 85,000 screaming fans at Jordan-Hare Stadium. Listen, it was crazy. Listen, they were rocking our bus. We even saw old ladies throwing batteries out of the stands because that was the conversation after we came to a tie. I'm very experienced. This stadium will be rock and rolling. It is definitely one of the loudest stadiums in America.
They were rocking our bus. Well, I know a lot of y'all are on buses out there, so stick with us. When we come back, we're going to talk about which SEC game you don't want to miss today. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
After you're hurt, the real fight for your life begins. Who's on your side? At Montlick & Associates, getting you maximum compensation for your medical bills, property damage, lost wages, and pain and suffering is our top priority. If you've been hurt, call 1-800-LAW-NEED for your free consultation with a Montlick attorney.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial Plus. No monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups and get $1,500 cash allowance. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Over half of all men suffer from ED or PE. Either condition can ruin your sex life, but both are very treatable. Name brand pills don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. In just one visit, the physicians at Priority Men's Medical Center can help you eliminate your ED or PE and get your sex life back, regardless of age or medical history. You'll see results on your first visit, guaranteed, or pay nothing. Call now.
There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com. We're here to wow you.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
Welcome back. Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. I don't know about you guys, but I made the big mistake last week of sitting next to a Kentucky fan, which is why I'm talking really loud because I swear he busted my eardrums. That was a crazy, crazy time, but do they really want Bama? Listen to this.
You don't want Bama. No, you don't. Yes, we do. I promise you don't. You're gonna lose if you play Bama. Just have fun now.
Have your fun now. Terrence, do they want Bama?
You know, all the people out there chanting, "We want Bama," don't put on a helmet at all. The guys in that locker room going, "Please do not upset this Crimson Tide team. When we get there, we'll get there, but don't give them any extra incentive to beat us."
But man, it's been fun to watch. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other SEC games around and who is going to have as much fun as Kentucky had last week. What do you think, Chuck?
Well, I think, look, when I'm looking at the games for next week, I am looking at that LSU-Kentucky game. Let me tell you, Mark Stoops has done a fantastic job with this Kentucky program. And think about it, what they did last week. They literally held this team to 224 yards. Listen, they only converted 1 third down. That's what happened. Listen, to Florida, this Kentucky team is feeling themselves. I'm really excited to see, is this Kentucky team the real deal? We'll find out this weekend.
There's 2 bounce back teams that was on that list. You got Lane Kiffin, Ole Miss versus Arkansas. They both got humiliated on national TV, especially Lane Kiffin going against his old boss. So those 2 guys are trying to get a win and trying to get back their self-esteem. So that's a big matchup in the SEC.
It's too much to choose from for today, but we do have a college football showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
Penn State at Iowa. Are these legit top 5 teams? I mean, Chuck, you were talking a little bit about this on the break. Should we be pumped about this game?
Nikki, we should be really pumped because listen, this could potentially be a preview of the Big Ten championship. Iowa, Penn State. Listen, they own 2 of the top 5 scoring defenses in college football. Iowa forced 7 turnovers versus Maryland. Penn State held Indiana to 3 for 14 on third downs. But let me tell you who to look out for. Iowa's Tyler Goodson out of North Gwinnett High School. You know, a little brown nose, a little love here for my guy. He is must-see TV. I like Iowa, but what a game it's going to be. Watch out for those Hawkeyes because they play great defense.
Ooh, you have just made me an Iowa fan. I love some local love, guys. Stick with us when we come back. We're going to be talking UGA defense. Are we dealing with some Alzheimer's? We'll come back. Football's play to win.
You just want to meet your new niece.
Here she is.
But if slow upload speeds were to freeze your face and you accidentally snub a newborn,
Nothing is ever good enough for you.
just remember, you're not a bad sister.
This is going to be a problem.
You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 25 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber. Plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
We break a sweat to get you feeling comfortable. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Peace out, leaving home just to change my phone plan. Hello, switching from my sofa. Goodbye, everything you can't. Hello, Google Fi, phone plan that can.
The next generation of hair transplant procedures is here. X-Acto Pro is a revolutionary procedure that takes hair transplants to a completely new level. Hair Restoration Specialist of Atlanta is the only hair transplant clinic that offers this new hair technology. The next 10 clients during the month of October will also receive $1,000 off this new procedure and $2,000 in additional savings. We are the top choice in hair restoration, so call us today to book your procedure and let's get you back to the hair you deserve and love.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow ya.
And our dog report is brought to you by Beaver Toyota. The Bulldogs are headed over to Auburn. What is going to be the biggest obstacle that Auburn puts up? Chuck, what do you think they've got in their toolbox that could trip up Georgia?
Well, Nikki, the only thing I can think of right now off the top of my head, because Georgia has, listen, the matchup favors Georgia in everything. The only thing I can see Auburn doing is getting big plays, which Bo Nix and this offense, they rarely ever get at Auburn. So I don't know, try to get a big chunk play, build confidence. So to me, Auburn has to start fast, and that'll breed confidence, but they got to get some big plays, and also they got to get some of the dirty yards, meaning when it's 3rd and 1, make sure they get 3rd and 2 to keep the drives going. So Auburn has to make the dirty plays and get some big plays if they're going to have a chance against the Dogs.
Spoken like a true dirty bird. I like that. A lot of those dirty yards. Now, wait a minute. JT Daniels, if you're a Georgia fan, are you worried about JT Daniels and these injury issues at this point? Does Georgia really need him, Terrence? What do you think?
Yes, they do. You need 2 quarterbacks. You're getting into late in the season where it's about to get more physical, and these games really matter and really count. So you need a quarterback. Bennett is doing a great job now because there hasn't been any pressure to do anything because of the fact that they've been playing well offensively and defensively. But you do need a backup, and you do need JT Daniels to be healthy so you can have 2 healthy quarterbacks. And if you have 2 healthy quarterbacks that's putting up points and moving the chains, it helps this defense they're going to give you good field position all day.
Hey, T, I'm glad you said that because it definitely helps that Georgia defense. And I was just thinking, like, who do they remind me of? And all the SEC, they kind of remind me of that 2015 Reggie Ragland and Deron Payne defense that Alabama had. And this is one of those trap games that Alabama lost early that season before they went on to a national championship and beat Clemson. So this Georgia defense is going to have to live up to that test. And if Auburn can have some success, like Chuck said, then, it might be that taboo of a great defense.
Chuck, I saw you raising your hand over there.
Yeah, I raised my hands like I'm in middle school again. All right, let me answer two things. Number one, I didn't say Auburn was going to do anything to win in Wise Bob against these dogs. I just told you what they need to do. Number two, Terrence, listen, the dogs cannot win a national championship with Stetson Bennett at quarterback. JT Daniels has to be healthy. Stetson's a filler in. He's like a spare tire. When you got that spare tire on, what you got to do? You got to get a new tire. So really, he's a spare tire. They will not win it without JT Daniels. Stetson Bennett, he can't win a national championship for Georgia, in my opinion.
Terrence, is Stetson Bennett a sock with a hole in it?
I said JT Daniels have to be healthy because they're going to need two quarterbacks going into deep into the season. I didn't say Bennett was going to be your guy. He's being
I'm just trying to get a little straight
right now.
I'm just trying to get you straight.
JT Daniels
I'm getting you straight.
Your guy.
And that was what we call a sermon, guys. And we're just getting warmed up. Stick with us when we come back. We're going to move over to the NFL. You don't want to miss it. It's coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads, Bojangles, and Reliable Heating and Air.
You want trucks? We got trucks. Linda Beaver here with an exciting announcement. Your pre-owned truck center is now open at Beaver Toyota. Seriously, whatever you want. Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, we got them all, and they're all on sale. There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacumming.com. We're here to wow you.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and great taste when it comes to college teams. Game day and beyond, rep your Georgia Bulldogs with an official Team Big Bow Box.
Don't think for a second that because you're hurt, there's no one willing to stand up and fight for you. Get justice. If you've been seriously hurt, we'll fight hard to get you justice. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone to speak with a Montlick attorney. That's #946. At Montlick, our attorneys know what it takes to win.
If you have psoriasis, it's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Today's Atlanta Falcons report is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads.
Welcome back. Our Falcons report is brought to you by Georgia Drive's Chevy. Terrence, if you're Arthur Smith, what is the number one thing you have been working on all week?
4-minute offense. At the end of the game, we're up. We need a first down or two. I'm working on those things. That's what I'm working on. Oh, wait a minute. The second thing I'm working on, I'm trying to find guys that want to play for 4 quarters. I'm trying to find guys that want to have the sense of urgency about playing this football game. I'm trying to find guys that want to be great, not just collecting checks and just being part of a Falcons football team. That's what I'm trying to do.
Bob, what's Arthur doing?
Look, I was thinking he was going to try to line up that beard or something and go see my man and get a little edge up on it. It's because you come out there clean. But what it is something in that running game. You got to establish the run and keep it consistent to make the play action go. But I was looking at it from a different perspective. Matt Ryan can throw the ball on first down and have some success. So if the running game ain't happening, can you rely on Matt Ryan to deliver those passes? I've seen a couple missed opportunities with Pitts and him, so that chemistry has to improve over the season. But to have a great running game when you don't have a good passing game.
Switching gears over to Falcons playing the Jets in London. I mean, Chuck, if you had to pick the thing you're most worried about, is it going to be the Falcons running game or the defense?
You know what, Nikki? It actually is not going to be our defense. It's going to be the Jets' 4-man pass rush. Last week, that unit had 7 sacks, 7 hits against the Tennessee Titans. And I'm going to tell you, they're fantastic. The Falcons, I never thought they'd have such a tough test when it comes to our offensive line protecting against the Jets' defensive line. So, I mean, really, the Falcons have a task because these young cats, Quentin Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Bryce Huff, and I mean, listen, it really surprises me that this team has developed such a great pass rush. So the Falcons got to worry about this front four of the Jets, and hopefully they'll be ready.
Anything else they need to worry about, Terrence?
Well, I like what Chuck said. So he's surprised. I'm surprised the Falcons are at 1-3 right now. The worst I thought they'd be at 2-2 going into October, and then having a chance to either go 2-2 or 3-1 in October and be there at the end. They have they got a big hill to climb from here. But here's the thing. The most valuable player on your team right now is Cordell Patterson. And right now, I'm trying to find a way to get him the football any way possible. And if anybody else gets mad, so what? You're going to have to step up, because right now, him and Matt Ryan gives us the best chance of moving the chains and scoring points. And that's what I'm trying to do in London.
What? That's the receiver? Not talking about the main receiver? That's a running back, Terrence. He's still a running back. You forgot Ridley?
Well, the main receiver got to get used to being the main receiver. You got to remember, Bob, he's been number 2 for a couple of years, and he's been running number 1 routes. And now he has a chance to be running number 1 routes, and he got to get used to that. Right now, that's a big tax for a guy that it was just thrown on him, not just gradually pushed on him.
Well, guys, if you can believe it, we've got other games going on in the NFL, too. Stick with us. When we come back, we'll break the biggest game on Sunday down.
It's time to find your next Chevy truck and forge ahead. Take on new challenges and take it to the next level. It's the perfect time to do more in your next Chevy. Find new possibilities, find new roads. Eligible customers get great offers from GM Financial, plus no monthly payments for 120 days on all 2021 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups, and get $1,500 cash allowance. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
This is it. Oh, this is it. Down South Style Barbecue.
This is it. Barbecue and Seafood brings back its best value. 2 for $32. 1 for Saturday and 1 for Sunday. 2 dinners, 2 desserts, 2 drinks, all for just $32. Now order online at thisisitbbq.com. Opening soon, Union City. It's still the rib tips.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Our NFL Report is brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. We're going to talk about another game in the NFL. I can't believe there is another one after what you guys just laid out with the Atlanta Falcons. But we got Bills at Chiefs. And what makes you excited about this game, Bob?
Well, I'm excited about my fantasy football lineup because I am not going Patrick Mahomes here. I'm going with the Buffalo quarterback. And I like the way that he mixes that offense around, because he gives it to tight ends, running backs. Everybody has an opportunity to score. And you got a dynamic receiver that can stretch the field. And then what I seen with Tyreek Hill with Kansas City was he was missing in action based on double teams. And I didn't pick him on my fantasy. And then all of a sudden he blows up because they must have played him one-on-one again. But it's going to be one of those chess match games where each team, each coach is going to have to play his best positional football to be successful and get a win.
What makes you excited about the game, Terrence?
Well, this is an early matchup. It could be a preview of the AFC Championship game. And right now, I think this week, this game is a sparring contest. It's going to be a sparring match to see, okay, what can we do? What can we do? And then at the end, somebody's going to throw a haymaker to win the football game. And then they're going to take that into the playoffs in late December, early January.
Chuck?
Well, I'll start out with saying hot garbage. I don't think right now the Chiefs are going to be able to make it, because let me tell you why. The defense, they're really no good. They've been underachievers in the entire Patrick Mahomes era. And I just think right now, one of the biggest things they did, a mistake, they got one of the top defensive linemen in Chris Jones in the NFL. He was a defensive tackle. They got him playing defensive end. And I'll just continue to say hot garbage. I just don't think with the power and some of the great teams like Cleveland, some of these teams in the AFC, I just don't see this Kansas City team coming out with this kind of defense because there's too many great offenses right now in the AFC.
What in the world is it about garbage? You make it hot and it's always worse, guys. Speaking of people that are hot, Jeffrey the Edge Schechter is giving us his picks next. Stick with us. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
At Reliable Heating and Air, every day we roll out before the sun rises. We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology and work late so you can sleep easier. We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort and keep you warm all winter long. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
There's never been a better time for you to get the truck and the price of your dreams. Oh, and for a limited time, the vehicles may be purchased with zero down and no payments for 3 months. Your pre-owned truck center is now open. Visit us at beavertoyotacoming.com. We're here to wow you.
You just want to meet your new niece.
Here she is.
But if slow upload speeds were to freeze your face and you accidentally snub a newborn,
Nothing is ever good enough for you.
just remember, you're not a bad sister.
This is going to be a problem.
You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 25 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber. Plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by This Is It Barbecue.
Welcome back. Our college and NFL predictions are brought to you by This Is It Barbecue. Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. We can't wait to get your picks for the week. Take us all around.
South Carolina goes to Tennessee. They're a 10.5-point dog, and you think I'm going to pick South Carolina? No way. Tennessee's got some speed on that team, and they'll cream South Carolina. Penn State and Iowa, these are the third and fourth best teams. They won't get any higher than that because Georgia and Alabama are too good. I like Iowa at home, give them points. Michigan is now in play as far as a bowl team, a good bowl, 3 over Nebraska, and I like Michigan to beat Nebraska. In the pros, Cincinnati's 3-1. They should be 4-0. 3-point dog at home against Green Bay. I like Cincinnati. Cleveland Chargers. I love the Chargers. Just look out for the Chargers. I like the Chargers. Take them and smile. And Buffalo against the last place Kansas City Chiefs. Take the 2.5 with Buffalo. I think they're going to beat them. Everybody, good luck this weekend and see you next week.
All right, and you are not kidding. It has been so fun to watch the Chargers. What a story, guys. The conversation continues online, just like always. So find us on social media. Reach out until next Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox 5. Be safe. We'll see you soon.
Today's show has been brought to you by Beaver Toyota, Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. And AT&T.